On February 1, 2025, President Trump unleashed a barrage of tariffs targeting imports from Mexico, Canada, and China. These tariffs, a staggering 25% on goods from Mexico and Canada and 10% on Chinese goods, are set to take effect on February 4th. The move sent shockwaves through the global trade system, raising fears of a full-blown trade war. The announcement immediately drew sharp criticism from affected countries and businesses alike, who warned of dire economic consequences. This aggressive action, reminiscent of the trade wars during Trump's first term, has left many wondering about the rationale behind these tariffs. The Trump administration claims that these tariffs are crucial to protect American jobs and industries from unfair trade practices. However, critics argue that they will only serve to harm American consumers and businesses, driving up prices and disrupting supply chains. The timing of these tariffs, coming just weeks into Trump's new term, has also raised eyebrows. Many observers see this as a sign that the Trump administration is willing to prioritize protectionist policies over international cooperation. The move has injected a significant amount of uncertainty into the global economy as businesses and investors grapple with the potential fallout. With the implementation date looming, the world is watching anxiously to see how this trade war will unfold. The stakes are high, and the outcome could have far-reaching consequences for the global economy and the future of international trade. Only time will tell what the ultimate impact of Trump's tariff tango will be. Central to the Trump administration's justification for these tariffs is the issue of fentanyl trafficking and illegal immigration. Trump has repeatedly accused Mexico of not doing enough to stem the flow of fentanyl into the United States, blaming them for the ongoing opioid crisis. He argues that these tariffs are necessary to pressure Mexico into taking more concrete action. Furthermore, Trump has reignited his rhetoric on immigration, accusing Mexico of failing to control the movement of people across the border. He claims that Mexico is deliberately enabling a mass migration invasion, jeopardizing American security and jobs. Despite Mexico's increased efforts in immigration enforcement, which have contributed to a decline in border crossings, Trump remains steadfast in his accusations. However, critics argue that these tariffs are a misguided and ineffective way to address these complex issues. They contend that slapping tariffs on Mexican goods will do little to curb the fentanyl trade or address the root causes of migration. Instead, they argue that it will only serve to harm the economies of both countries and strain diplomatic relations. The Mexican government has vehemently denied Trump's accusations, emphasizing their commitment to combating drug trafficking and managing migration flows. They argue that the fentanyl crisis is a shared problem that requires collaborative efforts, and that addressing the U.S.'s demand for drugs is crucial. Whether these arguments will sway the Trump administration remains to be seen. The response to Trump's tariffs has been swift and resolute. Canada wasted no time in announcing retaliatory tariffs on approximately $20 billion worth of U.S. goods, with plans to target an additional $85 billion within 3 weeks. The list of targeted goods is extensive, including everyday items like orange juice and peanut butter, as well as industrial products like lumber and plastics. Mexico, while not announcing specific tariffs yet, has pledged to retaliate with both tariff and non-tariff measures. President Sheinbaum has vehemently rejected U.S. accusations of Mexican government collaboration with drug cartels and called for increased U.S. domestic drug enforcement. She emphasized Mexico's ongoing cooperation on migration and fentanyl interdiction efforts. China, facing its own set of economic challenges, has announced its intention to file a formal complaint with the World Trade Organization, challenging the legality of the tariffs. They have also pledged to implement countermeasures, though the specifics remain unclear. The escalating trade tensions come at a delicate time for China, which is grappling with a slowing economy and a housing market crisis. These retaliatory measures signal a hardening of stances and a determination to protect their own economic interests. The potential for a tit-for-tat escalation of tariffs is very real, raising the specter of a global trade war with unpredictable consequences. The immediate impact of Trump's tariff announcement has been a wave of uncertainty and anxiety across global markets. Economists predict a range of negative consequences, including higher prices for consumers, job losses in key industries, and slower economic growth. The tariffs threaten to disrupt deeply integrated supply chains, particularly in the North American auto industry, potentially leading to factory closures and layoffs. Politically, the tariffs have strained relations between the US and its trading partners. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau expressed his disappointment with the US decision, characterizing it as a step backward for the close relationship between the two countries. He urged Canadians to rally behind domestic businesses and buy Canadian products. In the United States, the tariffs have elicited mixed reactions. While some segments of the population and some industries may see short-term benefits, the overall impact is expected to be negative for the U.S. economy. Opposition to the tariffs has surfaced within Congress, with some lawmakers vowing to block the emergency declaration that underpins them. The world is now watching with bated breath as this trade war unfolds. The potential consequences are far-reaching, impacting not only the economies of the countries involved, but also the stability of the global trading system. It remains to be seen whether diplomacy and dialogue can prevail over protectionism and brinkmanship in this high-stakes game of economic chess.